Hey guys, what's going on? B McG here, and season 29 has finally started. I'm with a new alliance. I'm with NXTP1. Our goal is to push Platinum 1 this season, so hopefully we do that. I have 5 fights this war, and they're nothing too crazy. I have this Namor. I take Path 3 all the way up, and then I've got Colossus on the first node in Path 3, and then Storm Pyramid X on the second node in Path 3. And then I take Professor X on Limber, and then the Magneto boss of the war. So this Namor is just a 565, so I didn't boost too much, but you never know with the bugs lately. I don't want to take a combo to the face and have to heal up a bunch later. But this fight is insanely simple. I feel like it's just a diversity placement, so I'm not really going to say much about this fight. You'll hear my voice again when I get to the next few fights. Okay, so next up we have Colossus on Chitinous Thorns, I think is how you say it. Basically, if they have an armor up and you take a bleed debuff, and if you're a robot, you'll take a shock instead. So pretty much I'm just going to use Magneto here. This is the first time I've brought him into a war fight to actually use him. So this fight is again pretty straightforward because it's just a normal Colossus fight at this point because Magneto is bleed immune. So I don't really have to worry about much. So yeah, again, I'm not really going to say much about this fight, but yeah, you guys can hear me again on the next fight. So yeah, that Magneto fight was kind of long, but it was very safe and there wasn't much room for error. So now we've got Storm Pyramid X on this node, and again, I don't really know why she was placed here. She's better served on Path 8 and Section 2, I think, and on the second node with the Rich Get Richer node, because a lot of people want to use Doom there, I think. And yeah, I mean, now that Nimrod's a thing, I don't think she's going to be that great there if more people get Nimrod, but this really doesn't feel like that hard of a placement. The only thing that makes this placement kind of tough is the high ground node, or high ground tactic. It's not a node. I mean, it's technically like a global node, but they call it tactics. But yeah, when they get these altitude charges, you take way too much energy damage through the block that you just can't avoid, and it only works to get you can only get rid of these altitude charges by hitting a increment of 10 in your combo meter, and that will remove one, but it won't prevent one from coming. So right there, my indestructible boost was useful. I used one because I have plenty in the overflow, and actually some are really close to expiring, so why not use them? And yeah, this fight was pretty straightforward. But again, I took a little bit too much chip damage because the the high ground global node, but it's whatever. So next up we have Professor X on this Limber node, so I throw down my Magneto pre-fight so I don't have to worry about Limber, and it's just a normal Warlock fight. So again, I don't really know why Professor X is placed here, because he doesn't seem too hard on this node. Like, I'd rather throw him on like Encroaching Stun or something like that. But yeah, I mean, this is an interesting placement, I guess. Again, high ground can make this fight kind of annoying, and I actually can't wait to get to the expert map so we don't have to deal with high ground this season. High ground is just kind of annoying because you can take like unavoidable damage, which is super annoying. So right there, I'm trying to play around it, and to be honest, I kind of forgot that Professor X was gonna falter me, but it's whatever. So now I have to get 7 hits in like a second, and now he has the high ground, or he has the altitude charges, so now he's gonna deal damage through my block. It's annoying, but it's whatever. So yeah, so this fight's pretty straightforward. Really not that tough of a fight. Right there, I purposely triggered that falter. I knew I could get away in time. So now we're just taking a bunch of brute force damage, but that's fine. This is my last fight for Warlock, so whoever goes to 0 first wins the fight, which is really all that matters. But that's all what was that's all that needed to be said about Professor X. It was a pretty easy fight. But next up we have Magneto, which is the boss, and I'm using Sorcerer Supreme. I've done this fight before, but not with high ground the way it is now, and I was actually very worried about this fight. I was DMing a couple people. It turns out I had really nothing to worry about because this fight was just super straightforward. There I am backing out of the screen just to ensure my pre-fights would be in this fight. I don't want to start the fight and not have the proper pre-fights I wanted, but now I start in the power gain phase so I can intercept with my special 1 to slow him. So now when he tries to charge his heavy attack, he won't go unstoppable, and I can get easy openings. But yeah, I don't anticipate seeing a Magneto boss in the expert tiers, or in the expert map, because like he's really good with the high ground tactic. Because a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, let's use Human Torch, and then they're not gonna realize they're gonna be taking tons of damage through the block with the altitude charges. So at first I tried to play around the node or the tactic or whatever, and I realized that it's just I can't keep up with it. So what I just wanted to do instead was intercept when I can and intercept with my specials when I can, and that ended up working. I ran the 200% power back boost, so when I throw my special 2, I get closer to my special 1, so I get my nullify aura back up, so when I get close to him I can get even more power. But that was basically the thought process behind those boosts, and obviously the other boosts are just for making the fight easier. Power start 1 was so I get my special 1 immediately, so I can immediately slow him. So yeah, this fight was kind of fun. As you guys can see, he has 2 altitude charges, but at the end of the fight he gets like, I think he ends with like 8. And Sorcerer was actually reducing the energy damage from the block damage, which is really cool in my opinion. I didn't think that she would work that way, but it's pretty cool. So right there, I was just trying to wait to throw my special 2 until I got into my armor phase so I get those regens just in case I do take any block damage, so I can try to regenerate some of it back. I'm not worried about getting this fight done fast because we were way ahead of the other lines, so we just needed to make sure we got this fight down cleanly. So now I throw my special 2 again, this time in the armor break, or not the armor break, the fury phase, so then I get the armor break to increase my damage. Right there was a big mistake. I hit him. I thought I had him slowed. I forgot I didn't have any of the slow runes stored, but now I have him slowed again, and I have one stored, so I should be good. But Sorcerer is kind of tanky, and Magneto does energy damage on his base attacks, so she wouldn't have taken too much of a beating, but it would have hurt, and it would have probably made me panic. But yeah, so now you guys can see he's got way too many altitude charges, so I'm not going to try to take any hits on the block. I'm just going to keep trying to intercept with my specials when I can. And yeah, this fight is super safe with Sorcerer Supreme. As long as you're like used to doing the dex into like special launch. But right there I take 2 blocked hits, and you guys can see I think he had 7 altitude charges, so it should have been 7,000 energy damage through the block, but she only took 2,200, which is really weird. But yeah, this fight was actually kind of fun. But yeah, nice to see it done cleanly. I was super worried about it, but looks like I had no reason to be. I was boosted enough. My boost selection was smart. But yeah, we ended up winning the war. I can't remember. I think my whole alliance died like 6 times only, and the other alliance was like over 20. It'll show up in a second, but yeah, that's gonna do it for me, guys. If you did enjoy the video, hit like, sub if you're new. If you already subbed, I love you, and I will see you guys for the next video.